Niger's new military leaders are briefing their neighbors on plans to return the country to democratic rule. The army took power in a coup last week. VOA's Scott Stearns has more.
Dimyaki and Vincent, the first stop on this diplomatic offensive was Nigeria, where members of the military government briefed acting President Goodluck Jonathan, who's also the chairman of the Economic Community of West African States. Colonel Musa Hassan heads the military's Supreme Council for the Restoration of Democracy.
I mean, we have to face the problem we have in the country. Secondly, we have to reconcile the people, because there was a time, you cannot even say good morning to your brother. And finally, we have to restore democracy in the country.
Soldiers toppled President Mamadou Tanja last week. The president had grown increasingly unpopular since using a controversial August referendum to expand his power and give himself another 3 years in office. Niger's new military leaders have already appointed a civilian prime minister and say no one involved in this transition to democracy can be a candidate in the next vote. Military spokesman Colonel Abdul Karim Gukoye.
It's formal now. We're not going to remain in power forever. And none of the members of the Supreme Council or of the institutions of transition can run in the elections.
Regional diplomats have condemned the coup, but believe that Niger's new military leaders are serious about quickly returning the country to democratic rule. Iman Naboro is the spokesman for Nigeria's acting President Jonathan.
The message that the acting president passed to them, it was very clear that they must have a very short transition and conduct elections as soon as possible.
Civilian Prime Minister Mahamadou Donda says the length of that transition will be determined after consulting with civil society groups, trade unions, and political parties. There's also the need to draft a new constitution. Regional optimism about prospects for a speedy return to democratic rule is based in part on those behind the coup. Several of these military leaders played big parts in Niger's 1999 coup. That military takeover lasted less than a year before organizing democratic elections. Back to you in Washington.